Hello, and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and welcome back to another episode of Spin Tires. I haven't done a Spin Tires episode in a little while now, and I wanted to get back into the game with something a little bit different than I normally drive, and a little bit more crazy than I normally actually use. Normally, I'm using rock crawlers, trail vehicles, moderately modified, that kind of stuff. This is a full-on mud truck. This is like those, Florida mud trucks that you see. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. The tires are at least 50-something inches tall, and I mean, if you need something to go through mud, this pretty much has you covered. There's really nothing more to say about it than if you want to go through some freaking mud, this has you covered 110%. I'm actually going to go and find some mud right now so we can actually test this thing out, but I took it to another map and kind of sunk it earlier. And I kind of wish I had recorded that because it was like, it didn't take me very long. It really didn't. It took me like a couple of minutes maybe to sink it. But at the same time, that wasn't really a map with mud. I just drove it into a river and it sunk. So I was trying to see if it was tall enough to actually go through the river, and it kind of wasn't. So we need some low range here. Not going to go anywhere without some low range. As we have already seen, like literally just now, it's definitely not a trail truck either. Doesn't really have the grip to be a trail truck. I feel like the grip is probably tuned for mud. I haven't gotten it in mud yet, so I don't know. But, oh god. It's like, it's so big and heavy too that it just slides into random trees and just kind of sits there. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, I'm kind of done fiddling with that, and I'm going to go back to the garage. I'm going to go back to the garage, and we'll just do a little bit of a simpler test. Alright, test number 1, go! Oh my god. Well, it's tall enough, that's for sure. Not tall enough for that bit, though. Not tall enough for that bit whatsoever. Let's see. Rescue. I do have a theory, though. Since it is a mud truck, if we stick it in high, that's probably the key. Because we all know that they love to, just drive into the mud hole and then floor it. Okay, it works much better when you put it in high and floor it. That seems to be the key thing here. It doesn't like tight trails, though, and it's not... Okay. The turning radius is about the worst turning radius I've ever seen off of a mud truck in Spin Tires. And I get that handling is not really high on the list if you're building a mud truck, but at the same time, it's got to be there at least somewhat. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you put it in high and it goes to work. It really does go to work. That's awesome. There's... flipping over is also a moderate concern with this particular setup, though. I actually want to do that again. I want to see if we can just kind of charge down the river again, because that's, like I said, literally what this was built for. Alright, and go. Oh my god! That didn't take long. So if you take it somewhere where it's a little bit too deep, yeah, it's not gonna last. It's gonna die if you take it down there. Let's see what's back here. Oh my god, the handling, though, is... The handling is really nothing short of absolute shit, really. I mean... But, I mean, I guess it's okay because of what it is, but at the same time, I feel like I have to find something that's like either a small problem or a glaring problem, and the handling is definitely a glaring problem. But it can do that, so it's overlookable. Come on! There you go. Oh god, hello! So the only thing is, I feel like it's yes, it's useless, but it's a very fun kind of useless. That's what I've kind of come to come to feel about this particular truck. It's useless, but it's a fun kind of useless, so it's okay. So now we're gonna actually try the 05 Jeep TJ. Now it's a completely different vehicle. It's actually kind of not really finished, which is a little weird. But we're gonna put some tools in the back, which you can't see. Fuel, which you can't see. Oh well, never mind. You can see the fuel in there. Seems kind of incomplete. And then you can see a spare tire. I get that. Huh. So I guess we won't install that. I was hoping for some other tire options. Just because of the fact that, like, I feel like these particular tires, like, they're okay, but I feel like you could do better. What's weird is, like, this mod is not very well optimized at all. I mean, we were driving the mud truck around. Very, very, very minimal frame drop. This is very low texture, low detail, and it's giving me frame drop. So I'm not sure why. It's like some mods in Spintires will do this, and it's not my computer. It's a very weird, it's a very weird way the game works sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I'm very glad to have a TJ in the game, because nobody's really made a TJ yet. And I like the TJs. I feel like the TJs are actually kind of underappreciated in the Jeep community. Everybody's like, yeah, YJs, yeah, JKs, and then like, ugh, TJs. So, it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's that slightly underappreciated generation of the Jeep Wrangler that I feel like people kind of should give a little bit more attention to sometimes, because it actually is a really good platform. And honestly, so far, it's got pretty realistic performance. I mean, it's not crazy good, it's not like, you know, it's not barreling up everything, but at the same time, it's got decent flex, it's got decent grip, and I feel like it'd be fun to use, like, on a trailing mission, that type of stuff. Although I have to figure out why it's frame dropping, though, because it's got to be some kind of optimization issue. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you in this video is this. It's stupid. It barely can turn. You can forget about speed. Well, actually, you can kind of remember speed, actually, because... And the thing is, those, that's an interesting type of tire you have on the front there. Yeah. I'd like to know how those wheel bearings are working out for you, too. But, this is the cart, and it's a horse and cart. There's not really anything more to say about the fact that it's a horse and cart, and the fact that it doesn't turn. If you go and give it any throttle at all handling is done and just dead. You cannot turn if you're giving this thing any kind of throttle at all. It's just terrible to drive. And, see, we got right by the TJ and the frames just died. But yeah, this is so weird. It's like the stupidest thing you could put into Spintires, but the funniest thing is that it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't, as we fall off a hill, run into a tree, and the driver gets frustrated with it, so he's like, you know what, let's not drive it anymore. So, the next episode, I promise, will have some much more focused vehicles that can actually do the tasks that we kind of, expect them to do. The mud truck was too top-heavy. The Jeep TJ was kind of mediocre, and the horse and cart was unusable. So, everything in this video was kind of like, but except for the actual, like the driving of it was fun, but the vehicles themselves, I don't know. If I had a mud map, then the mud truck would be awesome. I might actually try that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later, and hope you guys enjoyed.